Hello and welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I am one of your hosts, Daniel. I am joined with Sherman. Sherman, how you doing?
Not bad. It's a lovely day. We actually have like some nice sun going on. How are you, Daniel?
Good. Finally, no rain. It keeps raining just nonstop everywhere.
Yeah, I don't mind the rain, but at the same time, it's spring, summertime. I want to have some, you know, sun. Go out for the patio or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. A little break from it would be nice. Just, a day or two. I'm going to say
Yeah,
that, though, and then it's
exactly.
not going to rain for like a month, and then I'm going to be complaining about the heat. It never ends.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we've got Slothy's still just in the midst of moving, so Slothy's searching for a chord whilst we record some spoilers, but we'll do the first one. We'll check in from there. So we are talking. There's so much to get to with these spoilers episodes. We'll probably just for a little behind the scenes stuff with Bloomborough. We'll probably start moving it so that spoilers are a bonus episode because they take up so much time of it, and then we can get back to our wonderful deck techs built by mega brain geniuses that we have. It's
Yeah.
me, 0 instance per deck. Let's go. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk the whenever we do spoilers, kind of it does take up a lot of time, and Modern Horizons 3 is no exception. There's some pretty crazy cards in it. You said you had a few comments and stuff too. I think I have the same ones that like we're starting Commander here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the decks are crazy priced.
Yeah, they're like let's look at the price differences first, like between the four decks. You have like almost like $100 difference between like the low end and the high end of the commanders.
Yeah, I pulled up the gold like MTG Goldfish, so this isn't what the prices would be. But to buy all of the cards in Graveyard Overdrive would be 144.28 US,
Yeah,
which is a pretty good value at what it is.
it's
I
decent.
think I think out here they're selling at 85. This tricky terrain one, the Omo Commander, is
Yep.
selling at 235.38, which is almost $100 difference in cards is crazy. It's an insane difference in value.
And then you have the Eldrazi one, and that one's the most insane.
Uh, to buy all the cards individually, it's not even. It's 173.46.
Oh, so the tricky terrain's even crazier.
Yeah, but the Eldrazi one, everywhere you go, is the one that's priced high because it's selling like crazy. Everyone wants that deck.
Yeah, because it's Eldrazi.
It is Eldrazi, yeah, 5 color Eldrazi, and then the Creative Energy one, no shocker, is the worst deck at 126.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, I always like to look at those prices, see where they're sitting. I think personally for any pre-ordering, I think people are out of their mind with the prices that they're paying for some of these cards. The Nadu, it's really funny. The CEDH community has just really grabbed a hold of that Nadu card, and uh,
Yeah.
and that's like pre-ordering at like $35. It's rare. Just crack a few packs. Like, come on.
But we don't know what tier of rare it is, right? It might be a common rare or it might be a rare, right?
I mean, I guess, but I just $35 for a rare is pretty steep for again a garbage throwaway bird, right? Like, but I guess modern players are really liking it. They're using like the card Shuko, which has a 0 equip cost to trigger the
To move it
ability back and
around.
forth. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There is some like just insane prices in things, and there's a lot of really cool cards in it. The first thing I even wanted to get out of the way with it is that this is clearly not a set for modern, and
I
modern players are very not happy about that. Like it's not.
don't blame them.
Again, if I was getting a set that was just like, hey, like this is like Commander Masters 4, and it was all things that's just like, yeah, but think how good it'll be in standard and stuff, right? I'd be pretty mad that I waited for this because these are Commander cards. They're plain and simple. They're just cards for Commander.
And that's the thing, like if it, like it's Modern Horizons. The Modern Horizons 1 and 2 is just like it was pretty much just for like Modern and Pioneer and whatnot. This is definitely for this should have been renamed to like Commander Legends 3 or something like that.
Yeah, this is just an extra Commander set, and
Yeah.
every time they do a Modern Horizon set, all they do is wreck Modern with things like the subtlety and the grief and the like the evoke cards and everything. They just introduce a bunch of cards that are way too strong, and they're like, it's all good. This set is extreme pushed power.
Yeah.
I'll say that right in advance. Like there's some nuts stuff in it.
I don't even think we can call it power creep anymore. I think it's like power push.
Yeah, it's not even creeping up. Like it's just there's so many cards in here. We won't get to it till the next episode, but there's a flare cycle that's like a new kind of pseudo free cycle spells. The
Yeah.
green one is just a raw cultivate upgrade. There's no reason to run cultivate when this exists. It's the same cost as cultivate, does the same thing as cultivate, and depending on your board state, you can just cast it for free. Like, why would you not upgrade everyone? And cultivate's a staple. We did in the staples episode. It's in a lot of decks,
Yeah.
right? Like it's just a
Super.
raw. There's no again, if you like just to play casually and stuff, then that's a reason. But other than that, just if you're trying to get the best bang in your deck and stuff, right? Everything that gives you that extra option is going to make it better and better. But yeah, I could rant all day about this. So far, I haven't for the last few sets picked up any commander decks that just been on them because they're just overwhelming with them. But
Yeah.
I did pick up the Lurgoyf deck, and it's not because I thought it was going to be really good, but I thought it looked fun to rip into two separate decks.
Yeah. It's definitely a deck that when I looked at, I'm like, I might play it once or twice just to see what it's like, but it's something that you would definitely tear apart.
The face commander's just weird. Like, yeah, like before we even get into it, the face commander's weird. It has a Lurgoyf ability, and then like 7 Lurgoyf cards in the deck. What are they thinking? Also, the fact that they make a Lurgoyf commander that has the ability to make Tarmogoyf tokens, and then don't put Tarmogoyf in that deck, but they did put it in the Fallout thing. Like, what is their design team thinking?
I think they're just worried about people like mixing it up with like the tokens. That's about it.
I mean, I guess, but at this point, the way they're reprinting Tarmogoyf, I might be able to just use real Tarmogoyfs as a token soon,
The, how the mighty has fallen.
right? Okay, well let's jump into our spoilers list and let's take a look at what we've got. A lot of like pretty good reprints, like right off the bat, like an Aetherworks Marvel, Apex Devastator in the decks. Archon of Cruelty is pretty cool too. Avengers always welcome. We get to our first actual new card, which is this Azlask, the Swelling Scourge. This is the one I think is the better commander for the Eldrazi one, based on how I'd like to play. It is a 3
Sure.
mana legendary Eldrazi 2/2. Whenever it or another colorless creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. I'm a fan of experience counters.
Yeah.
You pay Wooburg. Creatures you control get XX till end of turn, where X is the number of experience counters you have. Scions and spawns you control gain indestructible and annihilator 1 until end of turn.
It's really strong, I have
Just,
to say.
just what we were missing, more annihilator, right?
Yeah. Like Annihilator is granted Annihilator's not as crazy as it used to be just because we have treasures, clues, and foods now.
That you know what? I never even considered that, but with the amount of artifacts and like blood tokens and whatever,
Yeah. But
yeah,
it still hurts.
that's true. Throwing away a few treasures doesn't feel as bad as the lands that we used to have to do, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, that hurt. Ooh, that was mean.
We do have the next card, which is a Nether Commander. So from the whatever the energy one is, okay, it's Kaith, or yeah,
I'd
I
say so,
guess
yeah.
Kaith, famed mechanist for a 1, a blue, a red, and a white. It's a dwarf artificer 3/3. It has fabricate 1. So for those that don't remember what fabricate is, when you this creature enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on it or create a 1/1 colorless serval artifact creature token. So if it's fabricate 2, you put 2/2, or sorry, +2/+2 counters on it.
Yeah, whatever the
Um,
fabricate number is.
yeah, exactly. So, anyways, other non-token creatures you control have fabricate 1, and you can tap 2 and tap to choose one, either populate or proliferate. Not a bad commander, to be honest.
Honestly, I like this one a lot. I'm not a big fan of the energy mechanic. It's
Yeah,
not really for me, but I could see some fun stuff with this. Again, you can flood the board with tokens by just being a creature deck. You have proliferate built into a commander, not to the degree that you get from Atraxa, but untappable shenanigans do exist.
yeah. Like once again, the most obvious one is intruder alarm.
Intruder Alarm would be a great one. You could really, really easy, like very off the break combo is like a Intruder Alarm, anything like that bounces like a Cloudstone Curio, and you can just
Yeah,
go back and forth and proliferate like a counter up, like even any of the prologue to Phoresis, right? Each opponent gets a poison counter. Proliferate them all to 10, you win the game. Infect
yeah.
in Jeskai. Jesk
Ah,
Infect.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could see this being a lot of fun. You've got a token theme in the command zone. You've got token generation. I actually like this one a lot.
This one's a lot better than the actual face commander, in my opinion. We'll get to him soon, but yeah,
I found
like
that with most of these that the face commander just didn't match up to the back one.
yes, so true.
Like I just the next one, for instance, is it's one of the ones I'm excited about. Actually, the reason I bought the Lurgoyf deck is it's Koram the Undertaker. And by the way, let me tell you right now, I bought that card. I bought the deck. I cracked open my pack and then just got another Koram. Livid, livid. It was not good, but Koram is a very interesting. I like steel decks. It's kind of fun, right? And this is they made a steel deck in Jund, which you don't often really kind of see. So Koram the Undertaker is one green, one red, one black, which I've read backwards again for some reason. It's a human warrior 0/5. When Koram the Undertaker gets XO, where X is the greatest power among creatures in all graveyards, which is a pretty cool mechanic, give or take. Koram has an attack trigger. Awesome. Whenever Koram attacks, each player mills a card. Very annoying. And during each of your turns, you may play a land and cast a spell from among cards in graveyards that were put there from libraries this turn. This, you don't have as many mill effects as you'd like, right? But your Altar of the Broods, your any of that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
I think that there's like a lot of cool potential with this in the playing other people's lands. You're in extra combat turns. Like I'm very excited to build this commander, and this is actually the reason I picked up that Lurgoyf deck was I wanted to build this one.
yeah. It seems like a very fun commander, and it's easy to steal stuff with this one because or at least that's what it seems like. It seems like it's easier to steal with him because like I have the Smeagol deck where every time the ring tempts you, you get a land from someone, and people hate it. Well, like they don't hate it, but they hate
Oh, that's
going
it.
against it.
That's in Golgari, right?
No, yeah, it's a Golgari, so you can
Put
throw
it
it
in
in
the
here.
deck.
Yeah, but that's only like when the ring tempts you, or if you lose a creature at the end step before the end step, it checks.
Yeah.
And then between that and like my Gonti one that I just got from Thunder Junction, people hate playing against me right now.
That out of the box deck was so cool.
it, you know what? It's very fun. I initially bought it just like how you bought this Legoith one
Hmm.
to tear it apart. I've been playing it. I haven't touched it yet. Like I haven't changed a single thing. I just keep on playing it raw, and people still have a hard time. It's crazy. It's a crazy, like well built deck. I have to say.
It's they keep more and more they keep making decks that are hard to edit. I think that's the old commander decks had kind of two themes stuffed into them, and
Yeah,
it was pretty easy to decide. Okay, I want to go this theme because they were kind of half and half. You ripped one half apart, but now they're all pretty on theme. They're pretty good.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like some of the like you're saying, like some of the older commanders, like either two themes or sometimes even three themes, because they used to have like three different commanders you could swap in, swap out.
When you look at like Ikoria, for example, right?
Yeah,
You had Calamax as the face commander, which cares about instants and sorceries, and then the backup commander was Xeris, a card that cares about drawing, like it's like almost like a pseudo group hug kind of deck, right? They're so far removed from each other,
yeah. And
right?
then wasn't there another one like wasn't Paco and
Oh, and Paco and Halden was in that deck, yeah, of course.
yeah.
Which is like I use this like CEDH commanders and are a steel based deck.
Yeah, once again, Paco's so strong. Good golly.
Yeah, right. Also, I was looking at what we're talking here, but I didn't realize there's a Dark Depths reprint in the Omo list.
Yeah,
That's
it's insane.
yeah. It looks like there's actually like a decent land base in that deck for once, which is crazy. They have a planar nexus in there,
Yeah,
which is
cause like cause that one that one's all based around like altering your lands and everything. Well, like the deck tech we did is all about altering the creatures.
absolute nuts. They've got a Yavi Maya, Cradle of Growth in that deck. They have a Vasuva in the deck.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can see why it's a pricey deck
they
because of
have
that.
they have a Mana Reflections in the deck.
Yeah,
Wow, I might pick that deck up. That seems just like a good spot to get cards.
let's carry on here.
True.
I'll
Yeah.
take the next. I'll take the next card. So I believe that this one is gonna be Dead Bridge Chant
No,
for
no, that
4.
reprint one, that one.
That is a free print? Oh,
Yeah.
because I didn't recognize that one. All right. So the next one is going to be the Face Commander. It's going to be Dissa the Restless. Wow, I cannot speak today. Good golly. Dissa the Restless for 2 Indigo Gari, so black, red, green. Human Scout, 5/6. It is a legendary because it's Face Commander. When a Lagoi permanent card is put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, put it onto the battlefield. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, create a Tarmogoyf token. This seems like an interesting commander. There's like I can think of a few directions people can go with this, but overall, I don't care for this commander.
I like it because I'm gonna just make it an aggro deck, like a very low cost, flood the board with small creatures and power attack, so I can just flood the board with Tarmogoyf tokens. The first ability might as well not even be there
Yeah.
because there's just not the support for it. Now maybe if they go to like some like swamp bog kind of set and make some Lurgoyfs and we get 30, 40 of them, that'd be pretty cool. But I think there's like I think in total like 7 or 8 of them. There's
Yeah,
7
and
in the
that's the
set, and I
thing.
think there's only like 10 or 12.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. There's just not enough Legoifs in Magic right now. Maybe in the future when if they print more, then okay, sure, this will eventually be a stronger deck. But like the way I look at it is that all of those Legoifs, like you said there's 7, all of those 7, okay, maybe you would actually throw in like 4 of them because the other 3 might not be great. I haven't really looked at them, so I
They're
can't say. But like it
most
reminds
of
me
the
of
new ones are in here. They're not good.
yeah, but and that's the thing. It reminds me of things what was it? Like anytime you have a tribe where like certain things the tribe matters,
Hmm.
like the spider one. If every time there's a spider one like Shelob, okay, everyone starts throwing every single spider they
That's
can think
exactly
of.
it.
It's like
You go to Gatherer, you type spider. That's the deck list
yeah, but that's the thing. Like some of the spiders, you just don't care because they're vanilla. All they have is reach and like Death Touch.
for
That's it.
6 mana. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't care about throwing that in. It ruins the deck even more.
Well, yeah, because it's not as exciting. That's like a big issue with them. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think that if you just ignore you ignore the first part of the ability and you just build on that second. You try flood the board with pseudo Tarmogoyfs. Okay, how can I get these Tarmogoyf powers up? I think that's the only fun way to play this one, but personally at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I agree with you. Like I would only really base everything around the second ability. I don't care about the first one.
Yeah, right. The also the prices of the special versions of these Modern Horizons ones are crazy. I think the Eldrazi one's $700.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for like the all foil version or whatever. I'll pass.
Prices have gone crazy lately.
Yeah, right. We've got an Eldrazi Monument reprint, Forsaken Monument reprint, Goldspan Dragon reprint, which is great.
Yeah.
Gonti's Aether Heart, which has gone up a ton. We go to the next, which is I think Joti Moog Ancient is the
Yeah.
second face commander. Again, another one I like more than the actual face commander.
Yeah.
It's 2, 1 green, 1 blue for a 2/4 elemental. When Jyoti Moog Ancient enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 green forest dryad land for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone in this game, which to me, very fun. Very fun. It makes me want to Concordant Crossroads food chain this deck so I keep getting more and more forest. That's who I am as a person.
Hmm.
At the beginning of each
Yeah.
combat, land creatures you control get XX till end of turn, where X is Jody's power. But pretty easy to buff up. Like green has a lot of combat tricks, like you giant growth this, then your land creatures are getting 5/5. That's pretty big.
Yeah. This this definitely seems like a commander that can be fun. I will say that.
Yeah,
So once again, like there's a good chance this would be a landfall deck. That's probably the most obvious direction most people will go with.
yeah. Well, because you want to flood the board so much with lands, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I think I think it's a pretty cool one. But again, I'm waiting to see how people build these.
Yeah.
A ton of reprints with Lightning Runner, Liliana's, Morophon, Nissa, Oblivion Sower. Now it's up to yours.
So wow. We're back to Omo, Queen Vesuva. So we did do a deck tech on this one. So it was a 2 and a hybrid green blue. So Shapeshifter Noble for a 1/5. When Omo enters the battlefield or attacks, put an everything counter on each of up to one target land and up to one target creature. Each land with an everything counter on it is every land type in addition to its other types, and each non land creature with an everything counter on it is every creature type.
Yeah, I like we said in the deck tech. I think this is a really fun commander.
It like you can definitely make it very fun because over like I said before in that deck tech, originally I went like power for this, and I honestly got bored. So I just decided to go with like a bunch of lords and just have fun with it.
Fair. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like that one.
It was a fun. It was more fun doing that than making it powerful. I'll say that.
Yeah, a ton of reprints. The next one, this is again this the one I don't care about the most. This is
Yeah.
Satya Aetherflux Genius. I just don't like energy counters. Generally speaking, they're to me just meh. Um, but again, I know lots of people were asking for it, so I hope this is at least a good one for it. So Satya is 1/1 blue, red, white, 3/5 human artificer with menace and haste. That's pretty decent stats. When Satya attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of what up to one other target non-token creature. You get 2 energy counters. At the beginning of the next end step, sack the token unless you pay an amount of mana, like energy, equal to its mana value. I could see that it could have a lot of cool stuff in it.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see it being like an aggressive deck just because you need a lot of energy so you can keep like your your tokens. But I I don't know. I just don't care for this.
Yeah, I personally just don't like it. You're in really good colors for the theme. You can proliferate. You've got extra combats. You have combat based trigger that makes a lot of tokens. Right there's you could be pretty annoying if you wanted and just like go an extra combat route that was just like what's the word I'm thinking? Cataclysmic Gearhulk, for instance. Just keep copying
Yeah,
it. But
I can definitely see that being the case. But like once again, like the fact that I had to constantly make energy in order to keep the tokens, I I, I don't
you
care.
know what? I think if we remove the energy mechanic, the fact that when it attacks, you get a tapped and attacking creature, uh, tapped and attacking token that's a copy of up to one other target non-token creature. So you don't have to put in your attacking ones. So you can keep the ones you want to keep safe and everything. I do think that if you remove the energy counter thing, because that's what throws me off on it,
Yeah,
and you just make it
you
a
just.
commander that attacks and makes tokens of creatures you control. I like that.
But even if you said like if there was an upkeep of 1 mana,
Yeah,
that would
but
that would be more interesting, right?
I guess you're also we do have to look at it as you're in the turn you're in a lot of artifact tutor colors, right? With your blue, with your red, and you can end the turn.
Yeah, it's true.
It's hoops to jump through though. It's like I said, I would remove the energy mechanic from it and just make it like a token creating commander.
Yeah, I agree there. Like,
Or an ETB commander where I just keep attacking with the commander and getting my ETBs off again.
yeah.
I
Well,
if I'm wrong, let me know in like comments and stuff like on YouTube or even just message us like Instagram kind of thing. Like let me know like how you would build this, because again, there's all the time I see cards that I don't like initially, and then I see a cool build and I'm like, oh, that was like way more creative and better than what I was gonna do,
Yeah,
right?
that's fair. That's fair.
We have the face of what everyone wants to build right now, which is this Ulalek fused atrocity. Now, I have to say one thing before I even get into it. The normal card looks like this thing has like a bunch of nipples on it, and I don't know why. It's pretty strange. I I can't unsee it. I saw it the day it was spoiled. I was like, what is this? Why is it like this? I know that that's the arm joints. I don't know. They looks like a bunch of nipples. So we have
Good golly.
Ulalek Fused Atrocity, the nipple commander itself. It is Wooburg or hybrid colorless. So you can pay 5 colorless or Wooburg for it. Honestly, pretty easy colors to get out, especially if you're cracking a soul ring on a turn 1 kind of thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Ulalek is devoid, no color, actual like identity. It's a 2/5 Eldrazi. Whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, you can pay 2 colorless. If you do, again, this is a wild ability. Copy all spells you control, then copy all other activated and triggered abilities you control. You may choose new targets for the copy.
That is wild.
That's a lot put on a card. And again, if you cast an Ulamog, for instance, right? You get your exile trigger, which is now doubled up because it's copying all of it. You get a second Ulamog, so if you have a no legend rule out kind of thing.
It's oh man, like I can see why people are excited about this just because it's such a strong ability. But
It's a lot.
I
There's a lot you can do with it, I'm sure, but
yeah
it just seems like a nonsense. Keep track of board state, trigger, 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 trigger. Again, if there was more Eldrazi instance, I think this could be a really cool deck where you could double. But actually getting that ability off on the stack, I guess there is like the like crib swap kind of stuff, right? Which would be an
yeah
Eldrazi spell.
there's yeah, like there's stuff like that. But like overall, if I see this hit the board, in all honesty, I'm not gonna give you the chance. I'm just it's kill on sight for me.
Yeah, well, this is just full commander removal target. There's nowhere else it's gonna go if you're playing the Eldrazi deck. Just understand that you're playing against the table.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like if I see this, I will hold a removal spell for it.
Yep.
And at the same time, like if I see this on like someone's playing this and other people will probably be holding removal spell in their hands,
Hmm.
I'm gonna look at it and be like, okay, where am I in the turn order? If I'm like literally next to the person that's playing this, I will keep my removal spell just for it. If not, and like I'm like to the person's right instead, I'm just gonna go nuts. I'm not gonna sandbag anything just because I know everyone else is gonna have to try to remove it before me.
Yeah.
So
Again, with an Eldrazi deck, it's kind of like playing slivers, but on heroin, right? Like you have to
yeah,
know you're going into it. You have to know you're gonna assault your friends with an annihilator themed deck that's
yeah.
copying all your spells. Yes, it's gonna happen, right? Let's get into some
Oh
of our little rares here. Aether Geode Miner's the first one. It's 1 and a white for 3/1 Dwarf Scout. When it attacks, you get 2 energies. You pay 2 energies, exile it, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. So you can blank it. That'd be awesome if it had an ability that wasn't terrible. But again,
yeah,
I only judge things on Commander. This would be extremely difficult and obnoxious to try and remove in in a 4 of format, you know?
yeah. Like it's a good reprint for the deck, but other than that, I just don't care much.
Is it a
Like I don't
reprint or
care much for that deck. Sorry?
is it a reprint? I thought it was a new one.
No, it's a reprint.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that's very cool, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, the Aether Refinery should be a new one.
Oh, we'll take that one
Next
then.
one here. So 4 double red artifact. If you would get one or more energies, you would get twice that many energies instead. You can tap it and you get an energy. Then you may pay one or more energies. If you do, create an XX black Aetherborn creature token, where X is the amount of energy paid this way. Meh.
Not horrible though to double up your energy, but again, I'm not an energy themed enthusiast.
Yeah, same here. So like if like I can see. people enjoying this, especially with things cards like harness lightning. You
Yep.
know, like it can definitely help. But other than that, like for 6 mana though,
Six is a little steep. If
six
this
see like
if this was a 3, I'd be okay with that.
three is quite strong, but at the same time, like it's a slow card, so I can see three being reasonable. I would expect it to be a maybe a four, but six is too much.
Well, if we look at like doubling effects, right? Like they have given us what's the what I can't even think of the name of it. It's token doubler, the 3 mana white one.
Oh, anointed
Yeah, Anointed's at
perception.
3, and that's a token doubler, right? So an energy doubler at 3, I'd feel is not horrible. I guess
No,
it
it
taps and it gives you 2, but
yeah,
really, what can
but
you
like,
do?
but no, but the thing is, anointed perception is 4 mana, so three in white.
Is it 4? I always thought it was
Yeah, it's
3.
four. So, but that's the thing. You have that. You have like parallel lives at a four. You have like the face commander from Strixhaven. I can't remember their name, but that's a four. Like they're all of them are fours.
That's fair. It is a
Why is
4.
this
You're
a
right.
six?
Yeah.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
is this a six?
At 4, then more fair.
Yeah, four is more fair. Three is like
3 would
I don't
push.
three's a push, but at the same time you're playing something that's very like you're playing with energy. So I was like, okay, fine, I don't care. Right? It's very, very, very specific. It was just like blanket, like double your tokens. Then three's too powerful.
Yeah.
Then make it a four.
Fair. We need a 3
So
mana token doubler now. That's the dream.
there you go. But
Um,
yeah,
what of these next ones are not reprints? They all I don't know. I don't know the energy cards very well.
aggressive biomancy I think is the next one.
Oh, okay.
Because like I'm not sure about that one. So aggressive biomancy is XX green and a blue. It's a sorcery. Create X tokens that are copies of target creature you control, except they have when this creature enters the battlefield, it fights up to one target creature you don't control. I don't care for this.
I do. That's a good card. That's
It
that's
is a good card.
especially you're in green. You can if you're in green, you're going hard with like your land ramp kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You've got the mana to double up. And again, if you were to let's even say we're playing heavy land ramp, we have a royal elemental. We dump 10 into this, we make 5 new royal elementals, and then I play 1 land and take 5 creatures per land.
Yeah.
That's gross. I
It
could
is
see it.
gross.
It's degenerate simic nonsense, which is everything at the moment, right?
Yeah. I
Um.
I
Oh,
still don't care for it. Just like it's great to double up and clone things, but I'm kind of getting tired of seeing so many of these cards.
that's fair. That someone said that in the comments too. They're just like everything's making clones right now. We get it.
Yeah. It's like, okay, come on. Let's do something else here.
The next one we have here is this angelic aberration. It's 5 and a white for an Eldrazi angel, 4/4 devoid flying vigilance. When it enters, sack any number of creatures, each with base power or toughness 1 or less. Create that many 4/4 colorless Eldrazi angels with flying and vigilance. That is really strong.
That is yeah, that is a sick card. This I think is a fun card.
Base power, toughness 1 or less. This is in any. I just made it's one of the cats from New Japan. I think it's like Regal or something, and
Yeah.
everything in it is just like power 1 card. So that's like a great end game card that you wouldn't even see coming.
Oh yeah, because that one's like if every time you attack one or more opponents, you draw a card if it's like
Yeah,
base power
yeah,
or
exactly. The
toughness
the
one.
cheap one, the cheap aggro deck. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I could see this going really good in like any token decks, especially like if you're packed with Scoot Swarm tokens, you cast this and turn all the Scoot Swarms into 4/4 angels. That's gross.
Yeah. This this is a fun card from what I can see. The artwork is sick.
It is really cool artwork.
Yeah. For 6 mana, like it's like almost like a game ender, or it can be a game ender. So you know what? I don't mind that cost. The fact that it's flying vigilance sucks because that's so annoying. Like it's great for the card. Flying vigilance is a strong, strong combination.
Well, and those
But like,
tokens get flying vigilance too. It's rough.
oh my goodness, that sucks. Because I know
That one's
I
stabbing
won't
pretty
play
hard,
this. Yeah, I know I won't play this, and someone else will, and I'll be like, oh crap, it's coming at me.
right?
This next card is Aurora Shifter. I think it's new. I haven't seen this
Me
before.
neither. Yeah.
It's a 1 blue. It's a 1/3 shapeshifter. Whenever the shifter deals combat damage to a player, you get that many energy. Oh yeah, totally new. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 2 energy. When you do, Aurora Shifter becomes a copy of another target creature you control, except it has this ability, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you get that many energy tokens. Wah wah. Don't
Meh,
care.
just meh. Yeah, I don't care about the energy deck. I feel so bad if anyone's excited about it, but I'm not.
Like I was more excited about the energy from Fallout than this.
True. Yeah, the
The
Liberty Prime or whatever is the other one.
Yeah, and what's her name? The face commander, the doctor,
Yeah, right. Like they
Doctor
just
Madison Lee.
yeah, it seems phoned in the set.
Yeah, I like 100% agree with you.
We have a new Lurgoyf here. It's Barrowgoyf, 2 and a black. Death Touch, Lifelink. Power is star, and then 1+star. It has the Tarmogoyf ability. Power and toughness equal to the card types among cards in all graveyards, and the toughness is equal to that +1. When Barrowgoyf deals combat damage to a player, you may mill that many cards. If you do, you may put a creature card from among them into your hand. Again, not wonderful for what I like. Like, I'm pretty sure that's one of the more expensive ones. It's not horrible. It's at like $5 at the moment already. I know
It's
one of
not
the Goyfs is selling for decent price, but
it the only thing that has it going for it is the fact that it has Death Touch. So like there's a high chance you can get in for the combat damage.
yeah.
You know, the life link's nice, but other than that, like
Again,
don't care.
like I said, it's hard to justify using that commander as a Lurgoyf commander, right? Like there's just not as much as there should be.
Yeah, it's just not enough. Let's see here. Benthic and Anomaly. Is that a new card?
I think so. I haven't seen it before.
Okay. Oh, Benthic Anomaly. Good
Hmm.
golly. So 6 in a blue, which is quite a bit, but it is what it is. Eldrazi Serpent. It is a 7/8. It has Devoid. When you cast this spell for each opponent, choose a creature that player controls. Create a token that's a copy of one of those creatures, except its power is equal to the total power of those creatures, and its toughness is equal to the total toughness of those creatures, and it's a colorless Eldrazi creature.
That's pretty good.
That's an interesting card. Very interesting, I will say. Huh. So create a token as a copy of one of those creatures, except its power is equal to total power of those creatures. Okay, so you create a copy of an opponent's creature, but of those 3 creatures, and then the power is equal to the total power. So if each one's 2, then its power is 6.
That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, and it's toughness, and same thing for its toughness. Okay.
And you're making 3 of them.
No, you're just making one token.
Oh, create a token that's a copy of one of those creatures. Oh, okay, but its
Yeah,
power is equal to everyone's power. I got it.
yeah, and same thing for
I
its
can read
toughness.
this wordy card.
Yeah. So if someone had, let's say, the Bargoyf that we just talked about, okay,
Yeah, and it was like a
or
6.
like you copy the Bargoyf and not the other 2, right? So you create, it has its ability. Then like the powers and toughness is all the power and toughness combined for all 3 of those creatures that you chose.
It'd be hilarious if someone has out like an Ulamog, someone has that stuff, and you have like you pick a Birds of Paradise, it becomes like a 13/13 Birds of Paradise.
Now that would be funny.
13/14 birds. Let's go.
I would I would make that play just because it'll be like my justification is it taps for mana and has flying. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's funny. We'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
We have these are really really cool artworks on these new ones. This Bismuth Mind Render is really cool. 3 and a black for a 4/3 Eldrazi with Devoid Menace. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of their library until they get it on land. You can cast it on land by paying life equal to the spell's mana value rather than the cost. I like that. That's cool.
I like the fact that it's called a bismuth mind render. I love that element.
Yeah. This is a really, really cool artwork. Like, it's very well done.
That is so cool. Oh man. Ooh, What's this next card? Okay, this next card is Blaster Hulk for 6 double red. Artifact creature, a pirate. It is an 8/8. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each energy you've paid or lost this turn. Okay, that's that's interesting. It has haste. Whenever whenever the Blaster Hulk attacks, you get 2 energy. Then you may pay 8 energy. When you do, Blaster Hulk deals 8 damage divided as you choose among up to 8 targets.
That's a pretty powerful attack trigger.
It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That now this is an energy card.
As well, if you can, if you're proliferating, which I assume you are with energy counters,
Yeah.
and if you're playing in the colors that have like the Sahili access, you're gonna make copies of this, and it's gonna be pretty rough.
Yeah. That's interesting.
The first energy card I have not disliked so far.
Agreed. Agreed. I if I was playing energy, this is one of them that I would add just cuz it seems fun.
Is this Broodmate Tyrant new or no? I think it
Um
is.
I think it's new.
Yeah, it's 4 and Jund for a 5/5 dragon with flying. When it enters, you create a 5/5 dragon with flying. That's pretty decent, but again, I was going to say high mana cost, but I guess you're getting 10 power for 7 mana. That's not that high when you think about it.
But it
Then,
has Encore though.
yeah, then it has the Encore, which is 5 and Jund. So you would make
Yeah.
3 of them and then get 15. So again, your 8 power for 15 total is pretty good.
Yeah.
And full
We
15
gotta
total, and then another 15 that are going to attack it. I could see this. This is not horrible.
It's not bad in all honesty. But we do gotta go back because I don't know if this is a new card or not. The Blood Braid Challenger.
Oh yeah, I think the escape is maybe new. Yeah.
Yeah, because Blood Braid Challenger is 3 and a red and a green. It is a creature elf berserker. That's a 4/3. It has Cascade, which is nice. It has haste, and it has the escape of 3 and a green and a red for exile creature. Exile 3 other cards from your graveyard.
Yeah.
It's
Decent.
not bad. The Cascade is nice, but other than that, it doesn't do much.
Yeah. hmm. Let me get to a lot of good land reprints there.
Yeah. Next only
Um,
thing is the Chittering Dispatcher.
sorry, my voice is hating me right now. Chittering Displacer.
Or display
A
dispatcher.
dispatcher, yeah. Reading's
Yeah.
hard. 2 and a green for a 2/3 Eldrazi drone with Devoid and Myriad. I like that. When it leaves, you create a 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn with sack this creature, add a mana. I like the drone mechanic commander. That's the route I'd want to go with, that like Awakening Zone kind of thing.
Yeah. This is a good card. This one's it's not too strong because it's a 2/3, but the fact that like it has Myriad and then you pretty much guarantee like 2 of them will go away
Mm-hmm.
early on, and you get 2 spawns. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a very cool attack trigger for sure.
Yeah, cool design. I like that one. Let's see.
Really,
Reprint.
I was gonna say really good reprints with Chromatic, with Coalition Relic.
Coalition Radix is a good reprint for sure. The next card here. This one's new. Confiscation Coup.
No, I think we missed a few here. Or no, no, Confiscation Coup's old.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that one's old for sure. I think it's Conversion
Oh,
is the next one. I wish
okay.
they would just stop putting all the reprints in with the spoilers. We get it. Put them somewhere else.
But
Like,
it got it in order to get people excited, right?
make my job easier.
Uh, convers- Conversation Apparatus. For 3 mana, it is an artifact. You can tap it to add a colorless, or 3 mana and tap it. You get 3 energy. Or you can tap it and pay 3 energy, add 3 mana in any combination of colors. You know what? I like this one.
Not terrible.
I like this. I think it is a great card, especially for energy. It's a great mana rock. Like it's average for 3 mana, so it's not too fast. But the fact that it helps generate that stuff for you is really nice.
It's if you're playing a Zerta deck where you're lowering the activated ability cost of things, pay 1, get 3. That's really, really good in that deck.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah,
Golly.
I like that. I'm not mad at that card. Decent. Again, I like mana rocks, so.
Yeah.
We have Copyland, obviously a card that lots of people are going to play because it's so good. 2 and a blue. You have it enter as a copy of any land on the battlefield, except it's an enchantment in addition to its other types. That's wonderful, especially if you have like play groups that are playing crazy stuff like a Gaia's Cradle kind of thing.
Field of Dead. Maze
Another
Pit.
Cabal Coffers if someone's doing the Urborg Cabal Coffers normal stuff. Now we are too.
And it's an enchantment in addition to its other types. You know what? Once again, like I think this is going to be like the fourth or fifth time we've said this in a row for all the episodes. Put in land destruction.
Hey, you're not hearing complaints from me. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
there are really good lands right now, and especially like if you get a flipped Itlamok or that like the Volt that taps for a blue for each artifact you control. Like you can't have those lands sit on the battlefield. Like yeah, I understand it's an unspoken rule where you don't blow up lands, but again, people are animals and play really good lands. Well, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah.
And Field
Like
of Dead should get blown up for sure.
you gotta have ways to punish those players such as us where we abuse the fact that people generally don't destroy lands.
I have a Gaia's Cradle in a Slimefoot deck, and all I do is make Saprolines nonstop,
You animal.
nonstop Saprolines. And again, I have never had a single person interact with that Gaia's Cradle ever. No one's ever. The closest someone's come to touching it is them asking to see it, being like, "Oh, that's cool." You know what I mean? No one's ever blown it up, and I'm in green. I'm just always like crop rotationing to my cradle, like to fetch it out. Everyone just leaves it alone.
Good golly.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of lands, this next land I think is new, is Corrupted Crossroads. So you can tap it to add a colorless, or you can tap it, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a spell with Devoid.
What a terrible rare. Uh, it's so niche to that one deck.
Yeah, it's like this is gonna be a junk rare.
Could you imagine crack? Because you can get any of the rares from the commander decks in the
Oh
packs,
yeah, if you
right?
crack
Can you
this,
imagine if you're crack? I'd lose my mind. I'd want a refund.
I'd be upset. I would be upset.
I think Deep Fathom Skulker is old, right?
Uh,
I'll read it anyways, even if it's not.
yeah,
Deep Fathom Skulker, 5 and a blue, colorless Eldrazi. It's devoid. 4/4. Whenever a creature control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. 3 and colorless. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. I'm pretty sure that's an old card, but
I think so too. But the next one, Desert Warfare. That one should be new.
mm-hmm.
So it's a 3 and a green. It's an enchantment. Whenever you sacrifice a desert, and whenever a desert card is put into your graveyard from your hand or library, put that card onto the battlefield under your control at the beginning of your next end step. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more deserts, create that many 1/1 red, green, and white sand warrior creature tokens. They gain haste. I like this card.
What deck is this in?
This has got to be in a tricky terrain
Desert Warfare. Let me see. It's an
because it
enchantment.
actually cares about lands,
It's not
right?
in the. Yeah, it's not in the one. Desert Warfare is in the tricky terrain one.
Yeah.
How weird to throw a cool desert card like that into a not desert deck.
But that's the thing. Omo makes your
Oh,
things deserts.
they're everything. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, that's the reason why, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, but overall, this is a fun card. We're seeing more deserts, especially with Thunder Junction that came out.
Yeah,
So this is it's a niche card. Don't get me wrong, but it is a card that I really do like.
I think Drowner of Hope's an old card.
Drummer of Hope. Let me see here. I think so.
If not, look up Drowner of Hope. A raw upgrade to the Dryad of Elysian Grove artwork. That's just really good.
So beautiful.
Yeah, because why not? We have Eldrazi Confluence would be the next one. 2 double colorless. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Target creature gets +3/-3. That's pretty solid removal one if you want a -9 something. Exile target non-land permanent. Return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Again, decent. or make Eldrazi spawn. So a triple blink, a removal spell, a potential buff spell, or a mana generating spell. I got no problems with this.
That's cool. I like that. That one's not bad. Was the Elder Deep Fiend a reprint?
Yeah, that one is for sure.
Okay, cool. I've never seen it before. Eldritch Immunity. I think that one's new.
Yep.
So that's one colorless. It's a kindred instant Eldrazi. Target creature you control gains protection from each color until end of turn. It has overload of 4 and a colorless. Oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely new.
That's very good.
That is that is a really good card. Holy smokes.
That would go in every artifact themed deck that's generating colorless.
Yeah. 100%. Oh man, that is a good card.
That's a very, very good card. I've got no problem with that one. This Exterminator Magmarch is a new one. I believe at least. And if it's not,
Yeah.
I'm reading it anyways. It's 2/1 black 1 red for a 5/3 Phyrexian construct. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single non-land permanent an opponent controls, if another opponent controls one or more non-land permanents that spell could target, you choose one of the permanents, copy it, the copy targets the chosen permanent, and it's got regen built in. This is really good. I'm pretty sure this is in the deck with Disa, which it doesn't seem like it should be. Like the Exterminator Magmarch.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good spell slinging card.
Interesting. It's an for 4 mana as well. It's not bad.
A 4-mana 5/3 with regenerate that's like a spell doubler is just a really cool card.
Yeah. I like that. And artwork's pretty sick too, not gonna lie.
Yeah, true. Phyrexia should have been packing more of those during that final battle.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Okay, the next card here. Oh, hey, we got a vehicle. It's a Filigree Racer for 3 in a red. Artifact vehicle. It's a 5/5. When Filigree Racer enters the battlefield, you get 4 energies. When the racer attacks, you may pay 2 energy. When you do, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains jumpstart until end of turn. It has a crew of 1.
Solid.
You know what? I like this.
That's solid.
For someone that actually does play vehicles quite often, I like this. It's a solid card.
Is Final Act a reprint?
No, it's new.
Okay, I was going to say that seems pretty good. We also got Farewell in one of these decks. This is wild. Final Act is 4 double black. Choose one or more. Destroy all creatures, planeswalkers, battles. Exile all graveyards. Each opponent loses all counters. Very, very playable. Very great inclusion for a lot of decks. And really, really cool artwork.
This is a really strong card for black.
I'm shocked that's not in the main set, like, because it's a card people would want, right? That's all creatures and all planeswalkers is a phenomenal board wipe. The fact that you can make it each opponent loses all counters, hilarious to stop someone from an infect win.
I like the fact that they have a board wipe for battles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not mad at that one. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it as well. Let's see here. Next one, Fine Finality. I think that's a reprint.
Yeah, that one is. Gluttonous Hellkite would be the next one, I would say.
Okay. Gluttonous Hellkite for XX black, red, green dragon. It's a 3/3. When you cast a spell, each player sacrifices X creatures. Woof. The Hellkite enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it for each creature sacrifices way. It has flying and trample. Not bad. So for 5 mana, everyone sacrifices 1 creature and you get 6 1/1 counters on it. Am I reading that correctly?
I think so. I'm looking for Karam here. Let me pull this up. I just want to see how Karam works. Karam is, where is my Karam button? Let me, yeah, you read that card again for me just for 1 second here.
Yeah. So it does Gluttonous Hellkite. It has XX black, red, green. It's a 3/3. When you cast a spell, each player sacrifices X creatures. The Hellkite enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1 counters on it for each creature sacrifices way. It has flying and trample. Yeah, so like if even for 5 mana, and you have three opponents. Each opponent would sacrifice one creature, okay, because X would be one.
Yep.
Then you have three, two. You have six counters overall because two plus one counters go on it for each creature sacrifice this way. So since we have three of them sacrifice, that's two plus one counters from each creature. That's going to be six. So it's going to be a
Each
9/9 if you pay
each
5/8.
player. So we're sacrificing one too.
Oh crap! So it's going to be even more. So
So it's
it's
gonna
11
for 5
11.
mana. Yeah,
Okay,
5 mana. It's coming out as an 11/11.
I take it back. This is strong.
That's pretty disgusting, actually. And again, the more mana you have to, if you can late game power dump, like if somebody like clears my board state and then I just, I dump a bunch of this in, that's pretty rough. The
Time for
only
infinite
drawback
mana.
is you can end up losing your own because you're gonna have to sacrifice if you don't have enough creatures to pay for itself.
Yeah.
But a mana based creature that comes in huge with flying, trample, and like a big sack outlet to deal with annoying cards. I'm not mad at that one.
I'm not mad at all. They're making me want to play infinite mana combos every single time now.
Everyone sacrifices 30. Ugh.
Oh my goodness.
Ugh.
Good golly.
We have Hideous Taskmaster. 6 and a red for a 7/2 Eldrazi with the Void. Whenever you cast it, for each opponent, gain control of up to one target creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap them, they gain Trample, Haste, and Annihilator 1, and it has Trample, Haste, Annihilator 1. I'll tell you right now, you're not making friends with this card.
No, 100% not.
You
That's
take I
oh
take your best card, it gets Trample, Haste, Annihilator, and swings at you.
oh that's but like it is 7 mana, but once
Thankfully, it's a
again,
cast trigger and not an enter trigger.
yeah. Oh, if it wasn't ETB, oh, like people are flipping tables.
That's rough though. So you're gonna get hit with like at a minimum, it's gonna be a 7/2 coming at you that has Trample, Haste, Annihilator 1, and then 3 more Annihilator. So you're taking a Annihilator 4, minimum of a 7/2 coming at you with Trample. This is a swing for the fences kind of card. Like this is a I hate this player in particular, and I'm taking him out card.
Yeah, you're definitely taking out at least one player, the one player with this.
Well, yeah, because you're taking the 3 best creatures on opponent's board states, giving them just like a full out like vendetta fueled Annihilator rampage at the one player who's wronged you.
Yeah.
I could see that being fun.
No, I'd see the table flipping, 100%.
This is quite the card. The next one, Horizon of Progress.
Oh, that
It's a
looks
land.
so cool.
You pay a life, add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce. Pretty decent. 3 and a colorless. You can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. That's very good. And then 1 and a tap, sack it, draw a card. It's a great card.
I like that.
Yeah, I've got
The
no problem with that one. Very cool art.
artwork's fantastic.
I really, really like the next artwork. This hourglass one.
Ooh, Hourglass of the Lost for 2 and a white. It is an artifact. You can tap it, add white, put a time counter on the glass or hourglass. You can tap it, remove X time counters from the Hourglass of the Lost, and exile it. Return each non-land permanent card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Whoa.
That's really good.
Whoa.
We're getting a mana rock in white, which you don't get that. What are we talking
Yeah.
about, right? You don't get that, but like that's really, really good. Yeah, return each non-land permanent with X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only. That's awesome, especially in like decks like Lurus.
That's so strong. Like granted, like it's just like you have to specifically choose which mana value to bring back, so it can vary. So, but like if you're playing like a Lurus deck or something that has like very low mana cost
Yeah,
constantly,
where everything's like 2 or 1.
yeah, this is sick.
Well, this for me, like I just said, I just made a Rego deck. I'm gonna put this in the deck for sure because like everything's like 1 CMC. You wipe my
My
garbage
goodness.
creatures and I just bring them all back.
Which precon is this one in?
Let me find out. It is. Oh,
Because this is a sick card.
Where is my?
100% a sick card.
Let me see if I can find.
And the artwork's dope as well. Like holy smokes, that hourglass looks so nice. But I can see this being in the Lagoif one.
Maybe.
Let me
Trying to find it here.
let's see. Okay, let me see if I can find it as well real fast here.
Yeah, sorry, audio listeners, but this is what you get for a minute. MH3.
Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I wish they would organize this better. Good golly.
I think I found it. So what are we looking for? This hourglass?
Hourglass. Oh,
It
no,
is
that's
in that.
our.
Is it in the energy deck? Bleh. Ugh.
Is it in the energy deck?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like it. I like it
I
less now.
guess I. Oh, cause the Goif one is Jun. Duh. I'm so dumb.
Oh yeah,
Holy
I guess
smoke.
that's fair. Yeah, I think this might be the only one that has white in it. That's funny.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. Yeah. Well, between that and Eldrazi.
But again, this is a card that I could see very playable. I wish that this was a more widely printed card. And again, the artwork is really nice. I would get a print of that artwork.
Yeah, 100%.
Lindsay Look is the artist on that. That phenomenal.
That would be a nice playmat.
Oh, could you imagine?
Oh, sick, man. It's so sick.
So we got a ton of really good reprints again here. Hour of Promise, Hydroid Crassus, Ignoble Hierarch, Imprison the Moon. Such an annoying card to get hit with.
Yeah.
I think Inversion Behemoth is next.
Is the infested?
Maybe Infested is. Yeah, I haven't seen Infested before.
So infested. Thrinax. Thrinax. Whatever. It's a 3 black green. It is a creature. It is a lizard. It's a 4/4. It has flash. When the infested Thrinax enters the battlefield until end of turn, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a number of 1/1 green sapling creature tokens equal to that creature's power. Hey, that's dope.
That's actually brutal. If someone board wipes you and you get hit with that and they just make like 80 Saprolines, that's pretty disgusting.
That's dope. That's a good bloody card for 5 mana. I can totally see this being worth the mana cost.
Yeah, I like it. Well, and
Yeah.
again, right, you can run this in a sacrifice theme deck in a blink, right? Just sack all your creatures, blink. I could see that being good.
Oh, 100%. Totally. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm a fan. We have this Inversion Behemoth, 2 double colorless for a 2/9 Eldrazi. Interesting. Beginning of combat on your turn, switch the power and toughness of any number of target creatures until end of turn. All right, so a 9/2 at 4 mana is absolutely not a reasonable cost.
You can get rid of. Hang on, wait, power to. So you can target other people's stuff. So anything if you run into a wall deck, they're just screwed.
Yeah, just wipe the field with them. I like
Yeah,
the flavor
every single
text on this
time.
one. In its presence, up becomes down, life becomes death, and the end becomes the beginning. Pretty cool.
That's sick.
The Eldrazi deck has some pretty great artwork in it.
Yeah, holy smokes, it's so nice.
I think Lazotep Quarry's the next one.
I'm scrolling down. Um, localized destruction isn't? Or sorry. Oh, sorry. Last step core. Okay, yeah, never mind. I found it. So it's a land. It's a desert. It taps for colorless. You can tap it to sacrifice a creature. Add 1 mana of any color. Those 2 abilities alone already okay.
Very
But it
playable.
also
Yeah,
has
a good land.
yeah. It also has X in a 2, and you tap it. Sacrifice a desert. Exile target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Activate only as a sorcery.
Pretty decent land.
That's like a reanimate creature land on a stick, but like that's strong.
Well, that's also letting you throw creatures that you want. Like a lot of times, a sacrifice deck is looking for a way to kill that creature, right?
Yeah.
So now you've got a land that, in its worst case, is still tapping for colorless.
Yeah.
Best case, it's triggering your sacrifice and giving you mana for it, kind of Phyrexian Altar-esque, but watered down.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I got no problem with that. It's a good card.
I think it's a really good card.
We have, again, I've always got to talk about the Lana War Waste. That's a really, really cool artwork on it. Localized Destruction is our next one. 3 double white. You get an energy counter, then you may pay 1 or more. If you do, each creature you control with power equal to the amount of energy paid this turn, paid this way, gains indestructible until end of turn, destroy all creatures. It would almost be better if it was X or less, like energy counters, instead of just having to choose one
Yeah.
CMC to do. Because again, you're already throwing away energy counters. Already 5 mana board wipe. I don't know. I feel this is a little bit of a weak board wipe.
I think so too. Like I'm not a big fan of it. Like a board wipe's a board wipe, but like you're trying to save things with energy, and I don't care for it because you're only like you have such a variety of power amongst your creatures by at this point in time,
Mm-hmm.
anyways. So and like if you want to save something like like a Gear Hulk, that normally they're like 5 power. You're gonna spend 5 energy to keep it?
Yeah,
No way.
to save things that you care about, it's a steep cost.
Yeah, it's a really steep cost. I'd rather play something like Tragic Arrogance or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, to me, I'd rather pay. I'd rather it was X or less energy counter, so there was at least a payoff to jump through so many hoops.
Yeah, exactly. I do want to mention the reprint artwork on the Magnus of the Candelabra.
Yeah, it's a cool one. I like that.
It is thick. Let's see. So, but yeah, bunch of reprints, Maelstrom, Pulse. You know what? I'm glad they reprinted Maelstrom
It's
Pulse.
good.
It is good, especially once again, like we have a bunch of treasures, clues, and food. It makes a
Tokens, yeah,
huge difference.
hitting Scoot Swarm tokens with it. Scoot Swarm tokens are always a problem.
Yeah, a lot of copies like effects now, right? So Maelstrom Pulse is really strong. Reprint of Mana Reflection, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Always good. I think this Mark from Velas is new, right?
Yeah, that one's new. So it's a 2 and a blue sorcery. Choose a non-basic land type. Each land you control of that type becomes a copy of target creature you control until end of turn and gains haste until end of turn. It has flashback for 4 and a blue. This is a strong, strong card.
That's very good.
Yeah, but like once again, it's only really strong if like um you're trying to do things like sort of like it's obviously in the Omo deck, so you can choose like desert for
Mm-hmm.
example, because it has to be a non-basic land type, right? So it can't be like a forest.
Choose a non-basic land type. Interesting.
Yeah, so it has to be like a desert or something along those lines, or a waste or something like or actually can't be waste. Waste is still basic,
Artifact
but
land or something. Yeah.
yeah, but you know what I mean.
It's kind of cool. It's pretty cool. Like you said, I think desert's the best example of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maskwood Nexus reprint. Thank you.
very good. Yeah. Again, with also Midnight Clock, Mirage Mirror, those are phenomenal reprints. We have
Oh,
Mutated Cultist, which again is just such cool artwork for this Eldrazi deck. 2 and a
yeah.
black for a 1/3 Eldrazi Horror Devoid. When you cast it, remove all counters from up to one target, permanent or opponent. The next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less for each counter removed this way with Death Touch. That's great.
That's a really good card.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta talk about one of the new Logoiths here. That was Mortivore.
No, that's an old one.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've never seen it before. Okay.
yeah, definitely an old one.
All right, then I'm gonna go on. The next one's gonna be a Necrogoyf.
I think that's also
That
an
one's
old
definitely.
one.
Sorry,
I think that's an old one too.
that was the only one. See, like
Yeah, there's
it's nice
not.
to see these old cards, but at the same time, like, oh my goodness,
It is really cool to see the filter lands get reprint, like the Mystic Gate there. That's really cool.
that's nice.
I think it's the Overclocked is the next one.
Overclocked, Electromancer for 2 in red. It's a creature lizard wizard. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 energy. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on overclocked uh, Electromancer. When the Electromancer attacks, double its power until end of turn. when it deals combat damage to a creature. If that creature was dealt excess damage this turn, you get X energy, where X is the excess damage. I don't care for this card.
Me neither. It's a lot.
Like
I guess
you're
you get.
using. Hmm.
I was gonna say like at least it like generates energy. The energy stuff
It,
doesn't tickle my fancy.
it doesn't like I don't mind energy, but like the fact that like you only get it only generates energy if you deal excess damage to a creature. Like
No, you still do get some at the beginning of the combat.
no,
Oh no, at
you
the
at
beginning
the
of
beginning of
combat you
combat
may
you
pay
pay.
3. Okay, well that sucks then.
Yeah, that's why I just don't care for it.
You
Like
pay 3
if
for a 1/1 counter.
which is a lot of energy.
I thought at the beginning you got 3, and I was like, okay, cool, that's all right. But no, it's just terrible. It's a lot.
See, if they made it where you pay 2 energy, that would seem more viable. But
Energy
3 energy
just
is a
doesn't seem like a
lot.
reliable resource, and everything's costing so much energy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like that's one of the biggest problems I have with with energy decks.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just that like you generate energy, you can generate energy like decently with all these different cards that we're seeing, but the amount they ask you to pay in energy in return is outrageous.
Yep.
It's not like I don't like that. So like if they made it like where like it deals combat damage still like or combat damage to a player, you still get at least 1 energy. I'd be happy with this.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyways,
We've got Planar Nexus. It's every non-basic land type. Again, meh for the non-basic land type. Taps for colorless. Pay 1. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Not horrible.
yeah.
Now, surely this one must be new.
Finally, another Goyf, Polygoyf for 2 and a green. Creature Goyf has star for power and 1+star for the toughness. It has trample, it has myriad. Okay. Polygoyf's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in all graveyard. Yeah. Okay. The fact that it has trample and myriad, not bad. Like
It's Trample
trample,
Magoyf.
trample Goyf. Okay, fine. Like I, I, I'm kind of disappointed with this after reading it. I thought it'd have more.
Yeah.
Uh, truth be told, I thought it would have more. Yeah, it has trample. Yeah, okay, whoop de doo. That like if you have like 4 different card types, then it's like a 4/5. Okay, that's not a big deal in Commander.
Yeah. We do. I was going to say we have to remember that these aren't all for Commander, but these are literally for Commander. They're the Commander decks.
Yeah, this is literally the Commander deck. If we're talking about the regular set, okay, fine. Then it's not a big deal. You know, you do like draft or something like that. Okay, but this is literally for the Commander deck.
Like I said, I was a little disappointed with the Goyf options in the Goyf deck. I still bought the Goyf deck because I think you can do some cool stuff with it. But yeah, that one hurts a little bit to see.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not happy with that.
I'll
I'm
see
not.
how it plays. We also
Yeah.
have a Pyro Goyf, another Lure Goyf, 3 and a red for a again star power, and then 1+star toughness. The same as always. Its power toughness equal to the number of permanents in the graveyard. Blah blah blah. We've heard it 100 times. But whenever Pyro Goyf or another Lure Goyf creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. So you can definitely kind of blast people.
Yeah, that's a card.
Yep.
That one I like.
Let me see
It's
what Tarmogoyf's max power is right now.
Tarmogo is like the max power you can have because you have creatures, lands, instants, sorceries, planeswalkers, battles, artifacts, enchantments.
Tribal is a
So
card type. Land.
tribal. So 9.
A 9/10 is a pretty big creature.
9 10, but like you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get to that 9.
But it's in
More
all
more
graveyards, right?
in all graveyards, true, but the more likely it's going to be a 4 or 5.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
pretty
because the
easy to
most
hit land, sorcery, instant, and creature, right? So, like you
yeah
said, that's going to be always there. Planeswalker in the grave, not as likely, not as much you're going to see.
artifact. So like
Yeah, tribal, enchant. I could see maybe,
I can
but
see 4 or 5 being average.
yeah, which again,
So
still decent cards.
still decent cards. The next one, it's gonna be the rampant Fraugantua. That's funny. That's a hilarious artwork. Okay.
It reminds me of Konosuba. Hilarious.
Yeah. For 2 and a green, it's a frog. It's a creature. It's a 3/3. It has trample. When the the rampant Fraugantua gets +10/+10 for each player who has lost the game.
Okay, that's pretty good late game.
Yeah. Whenever the frog deals combat damage to a player, you may mill that many cards. Put any number of land cards from among them on a battlefield tap. Yo, this
What
is a sick card.
what deck is that from?
This is a sick card.
Frog. What deck is this in? Oh, it's from the Tricky Terrain. Obviously, it's from the Tricky Terrain deck. But it's such a cool card.
It's oh my goodness. That seriously, this is a sick card. Like the fact that it gets +10/+10 for each player who has lost the game, so it can be like a 23/23 if it's just down to you and someone else.
Could be a 33/33.
No,
Oh
but
no,
wait,
23. Yeah, sorry, math's hard. Math's hard.
like maybe we're playing like a 5 or more player game. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I kind of want this for the Koram deck. For that self
That,
mill, right? Like a self mill in green is not something you see very often.
this has got to be in like yeah. This is a great card. I like this card.
I'm a fan
Card
of this
design's
card.
good. Yeah, card design's good. Artwork's good.
It's
I
cool and
like it.
silly. Built-in trample is interesting.
Yeah.
I believe Razorfield Ripper would be the next one. 2 and a white. When Razorfield Ripper or equipped creature attacks, you get artifact creature equipment Rhino. Oh, it's reconfigure. You get an energy, then it gets XX until end of turn, where X is the amount of energy you have. That's not horrible.
Not bad.
Yeah, reconfigure, pay 2, or get 3. Again, the fact that it can be so big just passively, pretty decent.
Yeah. So
Again, these next reprints, just replication technique, Return of the Wild Speaker, Rishkar's expertise, like they killed it with some of these ones.
we got. Let's see here. The ruins of Oran Reef.
That's an old one.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is going to be Sage of the Maze then for 2 and a green. Creature Elf Wizard. It's a 1/3. You can tap it to add 2 mana of any combination of colors, which is really strong. You can tap it, and until end of turn, target land you control becomes an XX citizens creature with haste, in addition to its other types, where X is twice the number of gates you control. Activate only as a sorcery. And you can tap an untapped gate you control to untap Sage of the Maze. You know what?
Phenomenal in gate decks.
Yeah. That's a pretty good
Bring
card.
Golos back, please. Please, I need him. Two mana in any combo that's untappable with gates is pretty great.
Yeah, it's really strong.
We have a Salvation Colossus. 6 double white for a flying vigilance trample construct 9/9. Whenever you attack other creatures you control, get 2/2 and gain indestructible until end of turn. And it has Unearth, pay 8. I like its pseudo buff attack. An attack indestructible is pretty good.
Not bad.
So it's a lot of mana.
Yeah, a lot of mana. It has Unearth, but you have to pay 8 energy, which I'm not happy with.
It is a 9/9 at 8 with flying vigilance trample, so it's got stats.
It's got stats, but like for 8 mana, like it should have indestructible itself.
Right? It shouldn't die to just every removal spell.
Yeah. Okay. And granted, yeah, it has Unearth for 8 energy, but first off, you need 8 energy to bring it back. Right? And on top of that, you would exile it at beginning of the next end step, even if you did unearth it.
Fair.
So I don't care for it.
Yeah.
The next card though is Sawhorn Nemesis for 3 and a red. It is a dinosaur. That's a 2/4. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a player. If a source would deal damage to that chosen player or a permanent they control, it deals double that damage instead. For 4 mana, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good actually.
You're definitely making enemies with that one player though.
Yeah, yeah. That's again another death vendetta card.
Yeah, 100%.
Selective obliteration is cool. Each player chooses a color, then exile each permanent unless it's colorless or it's only the color of the controller its controller chose. Ooh.
Hey, wait. Each player chooses a color, then exile each permanent unless it's colorless or the only color it controls. Okay, so interesting.
So if I'm
Interesting.
playing like a Selesnya deck, I've got to pick like green or white and then lose everything that's not only green.
No. Cause you don't have to choose those colors. You can choose someone else's colors. So if you're playing Selesnya, you
No,
can
no,
be like,
no,
I
no,
choose.
no. Look, each player chooses a color, then exile each permanent unless it's colorless or only the color its controller chose.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so
I'm
you've
thinking
got to
the
make that sack.
yeah.
Ooh, and
Huh.
exile. Ooh, that's disgusting.
The fact that it's exile is strong. I like that.
Yeah,
That's a good card.
that's
That is a
pretty
good
rough.
card. You know what? Colorless needs more board wipes, so I don't blame him for putting in something like this. Because there's only so many times you can put in Ugin.
Yeah.
Oh. Next one is, let's see, Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Is that new? Yeah, I think it is.
No,
So
that's
Shrine
that's
of
an old
Forsaken.
one.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Old like Eldrazi one.
Ah, okay. Siege Gang Lieutenant is reprint. Sifter of Skulls. This one looks new.
Yeah, I would say so. Yep.
So 3 in a black. Creature Eldrazi 4/3. It has the void. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token. It has sacrifice a creature, add 1 colorless.
Decent.
Artwork's so sick.
Yeah. Whenever another
Oh man.
non-token dies, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, like we see so many decks that run like a pitiless plunderer, right?
Yeah.
And this is just
100%.
giving us another. This is again. Normally we get like pitiless plunderer turns into we get like treasures for the mana. This is giving us another creature to further trigger our death triggers with and mana for triggering it. That's very good.
This is just like a 1 extra mana pawn of Ulamog.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it.
The
It's
next
nice.
one, very in love with it because I love everything from Strixhaven. Silver Quill Lecturer, 4 and a white. Core Wizard 3/3 creature spells you cast have demonstrate. That's so cool. So whenever you cast a creature spell, you can copy it. If you do an opponent, also choose an opponent also to copy. Each copy becomes a token. I love to play group huggy kind of things. This is very cool.
This is strong.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can see it very playable for me.
it's very political too, because like imagine having this, and be like, okay, I'm casting like Path to Exile. Okay, that then you can copy the Path to Exile, and I'll get another copy of Path to Exile. There's 3 exiles on the stack now. Let's
Oh,
target like
oh,
someone else.
you only get it for your creature spells, but you can do it for like your Solitude, your Eternal Witness. You want to get something back for someone.
Yeah, that's true, but
Because you
oh
can
yeah,
only do it with
because it's
creatures,
creature
yeah.
spells. Yeah. So, but
But
like
again,
even
so
then, it's
cool.
like okay, like if you have like there's so many creatures that you wouldn't mind having copies of, even if, like we're going to go with non-legendary,
Hmm.
okay, but like even if you went with legendary, it's like hey, okay, like I get an Elish Norn, you get an Elish Norn, I'll copy it, I'll sacrifice one Elish Norn,
Ooh,
both of ours cancel out each other, but player 3, player 4 both get -4/-4.
right. Yeah, there's as well like there's a lot of cool again even just helping someone out with a Llanowar elf, right? We want to
Yeah,
cast a Llanowar elf. You know what, Sherman? I got you. You get a Llanowar. I'm gonna get 2 Llanowars off my cast because we're getting whenever you cast it, you may copy it if you do choose an opponent, right? So
yeah.
I like it.
Or heck, you can do it with
Again, with
Solemn.
yeah, things like Solemn, thing just in general, like that's I think very good. There's a lot of cool cards with that.
Yeah.
They went aggressively hard with the artwork on this Eldrazi deck.
Yeah, holy smokes.
Spawn Bed Protector, 7 mana, 6/8. Beginning of your end step, return up to one target Eldrazi from your graveyard to your hand. Create 2 colorless Eldrazi creature tokens. So it's a token generator, mana generator, and recursion built into a 6/8 body on 7. I'm pretty good with that.
That's really good.
It says they are mere vestiges of the Titan's true form. Their deaths are but a brief respite.
Oof.
They're going to probably loop back to Eldrazi being the next big bad guy because that's all they do. And then it's going to be a Nicol Bolas arc, and then there will still be some Phyrexian oil, and then you guys get it.
Yeah, they'll find a way to bring back Bolas. Bolas was so sick.
Oh, Tezzeret will bring Bolas back or something. We'll figure it out.
Okay, we have the Sphinx of the Revelation for 3 and a white and a blue. Artifact creature Sphinx. It's a 4/5. It has flying lifelink. Whenever you gain life, you get that many energy counters. Now that's dope. You can pay white and double blue, tap it to pay X energy and draw X cards.
To be
Not so
honest,
great.
that should be the commander. That should be the commander itself.
If this was a legendary creature as well, like
That's
if
what
we
I'm
can make
saying,
this
yeah.
commander, I would definitely play it. I would definitely try playing with it.
Yeah, because then I could actually reliably get energy counters.
Yeah.
And again, then I can pay X. I've got a draw in the command zone. I would play that.
Yeah. Granted, it would get out of control with like the Soul Sisters and whatnot, but oh man,
But
like
again, that's life gain. Again, energy kind of needs it. It's not that good.
Yeah, fair.
The next one, again, pretty meh. 5 mana whenever a creature you control attacks, you get an energy. Okay, all right, but that's still a steep cost. And then pay 6 energy with a tap, create a 6/12 colorless construct with trample, activate only as a sorcery. Again, that's a pretty steep loop, like a hoop to jump through. That's not as good as I want it to be.
Once again, like I said, like there's so many ways to generate energy, but like when you're generating energy, it's 1 or 2 energies at a time normally.
Yeah.
To pay someone like 6 is crazy, and like unless you have like one of the creatures like the whales, where it's like you enter the battlefield, you get like 8 energies, but then like the mana cost for those are so high.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't care for this Stone Idol generator. Don't care.
I think Talons is the next.
Let's see. Talon Gate of Madara. So it's a land, it is a gate. When Talon Gate of Madara enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature phases out. Interesting. You can tap it for add colorless, or you tap 1 and tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Or you can tap 4 mana and you put Talon Gate of Madara from your hand onto the battlefield. That's pretty good.
That's very strong for landfall based decks where you can play like 5-6 lands a turn.
Yeah.
And you just need something to sink your mana into.
You know what? With the mention of all these gates and everything.
Oh, and it's a gate, yeah.
Yeah. Does
I guess gate is a non-basic land type. Cave. Oh, the fact that you can turn all of your gates like and make copies of gates is silly.
Can you win with the gate land? Because the gate land.
Yeah, Maze's End. It's 10 different gate names. It doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't. So you. Oh, okay. So interesting. Maybe I'll actually.
Gates are getting better.
Now.
I'm actually in the middle of doing a 9-finger Keen deck specifically because of it. Because I'm like, well, you know, if I can't have Golos, I might as well do that one.
That's fair. That's fair.
We have a Tarmogoyf nest, which is cool. 2 and a green, enchant land. Enchanted land has pay 1 and a green, tap, create a Tarmogoyf token. I like that. I do like that one. I like Tarmogoyf. I got a soft spot for the card.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even have a Tarmogoyf for this deck. I'm putting it in. We're going. Don't you worry.
We have the next card is gonna be Tempt with Mayhem. For 1 double red, it is an instant. It has Tempting Offer. So you choose target instant or sorcery spell. Each opponent may copy that spell and may choose new targets for the copy they control. You copy that spell once plus an additional time for each opponent who copied the spell this way. You may choose new targets for the copies you control. Whoa.
Can you imagine early game slapping this at a Cultivate and offering the whole table of Cultivate? Because again, you've got to know that I'm going to be I'm going to be getting 4 cultivates this way if you all take it. But are you going to be the player to not take the cultivate where someone else is already cultivating? I'm already cultivating
Yeah.
once, right? Like, are you going to put yourself that far behind? Are you going to give me my 12 mana?
That's I like this.
And you can choose your own instant or sorcery spell. So again, a really, really cool thing. I would personally try and chain this with like attempt with discovery. So that I could tempt everyone. Everyone can get 4 lands, and I'll get like 60. This is like such a cool group hug-esque card if you can chain it with those kind of things.
Or it could be devastating because if let's say someone casts like an expropriate, and then you just
Ooh.
copy the expropriate.
And well, because if somebody was expropriating, I'd be like, go ahead, I'll take an expropriate as well, and you can have an
Yeah.
extra one.
Yeah. That's fun.
I actually really like this card, and for any spell slinging deck, this is like a must-have because
Yeah,
it's at its worst, it's still a copy, right?
this is a sick card. It's a fun sick card. Holy smokes.
I'm a big fan of that card. That's a great one. We have Trench Post for Locust. Always forget that's a card type too. Tap for colorless, pay 3, target player mills a land for each Locust you control. Not horrible.
Not bad,
Ooh,
not great, not bad.
Glimmer Post and stuff like that would be good in the Omo deck too, because the Locust for each Locust you control, right? I like that.
The next one should be Twins of Discord. For 7 mana, creature Eldrazi, 8/6. When you attack, choose odd or even. Creatures with mana value of that quantity can't block this turn. Each other colorless creature you control has Bloodthirst 2. Hey, interesting.
I don't even know what Bloodthirst is in Magic.
Bloodthirst should be, if I remember correctly, when it deals combat damage, you get like a plus, put a number of +1/+1 counters on it.
That is what it is, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's just not a mechanic I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, Bloodthirst, and if an opponent was dealt damage this turn, that if the opponent was dealt damage this turn, this permanent enters the battlefield with N +1/+1 counters on it. That's what it was.
Pretty good. Okay.
Right.
We have Ulamog's Dreadsire, 10 mana for a 10/10 Eldrazi with Vigilance. Ward, sack a permanent with mana value 1 or greater, so you can't throw treasures away. Tap, create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. That's pretty good.
Oh, oh man, yeah. That's a brutal card, but for 10 mana, it's got to be a brutal card.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Uh,
fair. Again, a Vesuva one is crazy. I think Val Redeemer's a reprint.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Let's read it anyways. It's not a big deal. So, Val Redeemer for 2 and a green. Creature Eldrazi 3/3. The Void Flash. When you cast this spell, you may pay a colorless. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token for each non-token creature that died under your control this turn. Those tokens have to sacrifice this creature at a colorless. So,
True. I like that one. Wonderscape Sage is really cool artwork too. A Moonfolk
yeah.
Wizard. It's 1 and a blue for 1/3 with flying. Tap, return a land you control to its owner's hand, draw a card, then discard a card unless that land has a non-basic land type. I like that. Yeah.
I like that.
Uh,
For
the-
2 mana, it has a big butt, so it's a 1/3.
right? The fact that they put Yavimaya in there. And I think that's the end of our reprints, actually.
Oh,
Well,
thank
not our
goodness.
reprints, but our commander
A
rolls.
rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't hate these cards.
I don't hate him. Eldrazi definitely has the most new cards, hands down.
Yeah. Maybe it just feels that way because they're more memorable because of their artworks and stuff, right?
Maybe, but at the same time, like I don't know, like if it feels like it really does feel like they have more new cards. It really does. But of the 4 commander sets, I would still pick up the Omo.
Yeah. I still am happy with the one I chose, the Tarmogoyf themed one, because both of those commanders seem fun to build.
Yeah.
I really do kind of want to pick this Kaith up though.
Hmm.
I think that this famed mechanist is a cool deck idea.
It's interesting. So, um, but yeah, like I would pick him or her. I don't know.
I would
over
pick
over
yes.
the face commander for that for that one.
Yeah.
Because like the fact that like you can choose either to populate or proliferate is really interesting. And I just I like to proliferate. I know a lot of people do, but the
Hmm.
fact that you can populate as well is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's I think it's good.
I think it's good. But overall, like the commander sets here, like or the cards in the set, like I would take Omo hands down of all the three. Even if you said like I could choose one of them for free, like I'd still pick Omo.
Yeah,
The other one,
the
I
Eldrazi
don't
one
care
just
for the
seems
Eldrazi's.
uh, uh, see, my thing is I like the second Eldrazi commander, the Azlask thing.
Yeah,
And the deck doesn't really seem to be built around Azlask, so I would just, you know, because the other commander doesn't really excite me with the like the copy everything, right? That just seems like a lot to deal with.
it does. But it's, like at the same time, like at the table, I I, y- y- I like playing decks that are more fun. Like I have strong decks, but I like playing things where like it is more fun. And like
I
the
guess
Eldrazi deck just seems like very degenerate in my
I was
opinion.
gonna say like I think the Devoid one, like the Spawn one's more fun, but then again, like the fact that I can pay Wooburg and creatures I control get XX, where X is the number of experience counters, and then Indestructible and Annihilator, and I can just keep paying it. So I just be like Wooburg, Wooburg, Wooburg. They have Annihilator 6. I attack with 30 0-1 drones that are actually now like 8 9 drones. Suck it,
Yeah,
table.
with Annihilator one.
Well, because you can stack Annihilator, right? So like you can keep paying that Wooburg. It's not a tap.
No, can
You sure
can
can.
you?
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Because you
Okay.
can put Eldrazi conscription on like an Ulamog and stuff. So yeah, like you can be like Annihilator 1 plus Annihilator 1 plus Annihilator 1 plus Annihilator 1.
See, like something like that. Just
You don't
like
think that sounds fun?
it's fun for if you're piloting the deck, but it's not fun for the rest of the table. And that's my concern. Okay, because like you're playing with other people, and like would not make it would not be hard for me to go infinite mana, infinite colored mana, let alone colorless, right? So I could do that if the annihilator triggers a like stack.
Yeah.
What's stopping me from having only 3 spawns, having infinite mana that I can make colored, paying Wooburg for it, so that I literally wipe the board for all 3 people.
You know how obnoxious it is to only have one uh like let's say you only had 3. So you only had one that you could attack with, but you did have infinite colored mana and you just I stack Annihilator 100 and I attack each of you with a one with my little drone. I have 0
Yeah.
experience counters. It's getting plus 0 plus 1. I'm attacking with a 0 1 Annihilator 100.
See, and that's the thing. Like the fact that like you can if you can stack Annihilator, then what's the point? I would if I want to be a degenerate, I would just go for the infinite route, infinite colored mana route, and literally just do that. The Eldrazi deck does not seem fun for me. Omo is more fun because in the deck tech we talked about it. I can politic with it. You're missing a colored mana. Here, I let me attack you for 1 damage because almost 1/5. I put an everything counter on your land. Now you have that color.
So what's like the rule here on it too is 702.86a. Annihilator is a triggered ability. Annihilator N means whenever this creature attacks defending player sacrifices N permanents. Then 702.86b is if a creature has multiple instances of Annihilator, each triggers separately.
Yeah, you know, like
Info stack.
The Eldrazi deck does not seem fun.
You're not wrong.
I I like politics. I like making sure the board does have fun. I like seeing other decks go off from time to time. Okay. I tend to be the problem at the table, not gonna lie. But at the same time, almost speaks to me. I get a politic.
Yeah.
Okay. The Eldrazi deck is so strong, but it's so degenerate at the same time. I would like people would not have fun playing against it. What's the
The
point?
the problem, see, I played heavy mana during the initial Eldrazi stuff, right? And no
Yeah.
one enjoyed having me cast like Emrakul's and Ulamogs and using Primeval Titans to ramp them out like real fast, and that wasn't fun Magic. I lost a ton of friends during those Magic times, but because we all played crazy salt games where like it would be like three of us like ganging up and like Annihilator swinging at one person because we thought it was funny.
Exactly. Like that that's the problem. Like okay, so story time. I had a friend who plays Magic. Okay. Is a my girlfriend's coworker and everything, and they're good friends. They've been friends for a long time. He invited me out to another LGS to play Commander in this event. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll join. Okay. I come in and the group was super spiky. Okay. Like you like it's sort of like how Dan you threatened and say like if you do this, then I'll target you for the rest of the game. That's how it was.
That
Okay.
is me in every game. Every
And
game I
I'll
threaten every player.
yeah, and like we played like 4 rounds, I think it was. Okay. Of those 4 rounds, we had one person who had proxies, which I don't like the fact that he did proxies during an event, but he's like, look, I have the cards, I'll pull them out and everything. It's like, okay, whatever, I don't care. It's like a $900 deck. And when you calculate everything. So he won overall. But then after that, all the other games that I played or all the other rounds was nothing but Eldrazi's all the way through.
Gross.
It was one of the worst experiences I've ever had playing at an event.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
Okay, now keep in mind, there I'm playing against other Eldrazi decks, and they're spiky. So the moment I remove something, I am number one target, no matter what anyone else does.
Yeah.
I don't like the Eldrazi deck for that reason. If you're like, it's not a fun experience because of that.
Right, like
So
it's not great to play into stuff like that. It kind of hurts.
it's not, and that's the thing. Like it's like you're like I'm playing against like things like the Eldrazi, and someone throws down like a mana web. Okay, I'm gonna target it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of it. And now for the rest of the game, like you're hitting me with everything else, even though everyone else is like ramping hard and bringing out stuff that's literally hurting you, but you're still targeting me. Like, come on, like it was not a fun experience, and that's what this Eldrazi deck reminds me of.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't seem
yeah,
fun.
but anyways, that's my experience with that. It is what it is. But Omo is my alley because you can politic with it, which is you guys all know. I love to politic. I can help people out, and it's not for newer players, but it is from the looks of it is for more experienced players, and it seems more interactive, and that's what I like. I like the interaction.
Yeah. I
So
I am going to be probably bringing out we're at Face to Face Red Deer next weekend. And I'm
yes,
probably going to be bringing up. By the way, come out to Face to Face. I should really put that in the beginning too. I'll add a little part at the beginning of the episode and just say, hey, come check us out there. But the yeah. So if you're hearing the episode, it was totally in there at the beginning. Wink, wink. But I'll probably bring out like a Dissa one because I do want to just play Tarmogoyf stuff. It seems kind of fun, but I feel like I need more Tarmogoyf tokens already.
just use like the copy tokens or whatever, or use any tokens. Like we have people that use a deck of cards,
Yeah.
and that works fine too. Like I don't care.
Yeah, but one second. Let me hit our song actually whilst we're here. There's my button. Thank you guys for getting to the end of this long episode. If you are in or near Red Deer, come play games with us at Face to Face next weekend on, I believe it's July 15th. Is that correct?
June.
June 15th. Yeah, not July. I am not a time traveler. I swear. Wink, wink. Yeah, thank you guys so much for getting through the episode. If you like everything you're hearing, all our content is over at into99.com. Check it out. We got cool stuff. We got articles. We got lots of videos that go up. We post a lot, so we do a lot. We can't stop us. Can't shut us up. If you want to support us, really, really does help out if you give the show a rating, like, subscribe, share it, send it to a friend and stuff, see what they think. If I have bad opinions that I should blow man up, send it to a buddy and be like, look at this jerk, right? If you want to go above and beyond that, though, like the like, share, subscribe, which again really does help us out, come over to Patreon. Lots of great conversations there. We talk about a lot of like fun stuff and building and stuff. We do a lot of cool stuff. So and there's plans for the year and everything. We're in the midst of a nice big transition with what we're doing. So some cool stuff is coming. And yeah, that's it. Come to face to face, come play. Oh, and AI armor is also really good. They always help us out. If you're building these decks, you should go buy some AI armor sleeves. They're great. If any of these cards are expensive, like I don't know, the entire Eldrazi deck, for instance, go over to abyssproxyshop.com, promo code IT99. He's gonna have lots and lots of cards available that you can get on the cheap, and then you don't have to break the bank for it. A little kickback to him, a little kickback to us. All good. That's it. We're all good. That's it. I'll roll it out. And hopefully we see Slothy on the next episode.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully he found a cable, so we'll see.
That's it. We're good there.
All right, everyone. Laters.